Okay, what's up, guys? So here's a trade that the Yankees should really seriously consider. And and I know there's a lot of people feel one way, a lot of people feel out the other way, and even I have stressed patience along the way as well. And I still think a moderate level of patience should be exercised with the Yankees, particularly when it's regarding certain players. But I think there's opportunity to kind of address, kind of pitching and hitting here with one trade. And I'm going to give you one trade, but I'm going to extend it to a bigger trade, a blockbuster trade. And obviously, there's frustrations with Gleyber Torres' effort level and even Aaron Hicks' effort level. And these other guys aren't really producing as well, but their effort levels aren't as obviously disinterested in those two. So here's my proposal. And it's a trade that, and I've done a trade proposal before with the Rockies, but I want to know what you think of this one. The first one is, a straight up swap between Gleyber Torres and Trevor Story. Yes, I know it constitutes a big contract for Story next year. I get it. And he's going to be a free agent. And Gleyber Torres is not a free agent until 2025, and he's on the cheap. So it will take the Yankees obviously over the threshold this year, and depending on what they do in subsequent years, it's obviously going to be a big expenditure. But he is a superstar, and he does represent an upgrade over Gleyber Torres, and his effort level is not to be questioned. So that's the one-layer trade. Expanding it to address pitching and hitting, here's my proposal. Gleyber Torres and Aaron Hicks and Domingo Germán to the Rockies for Trevor Story and German Marquez. So we're sending offense and pitching over there. It's all under control. I mean, Aaron Hicks is under control for the next 5 or 6 years at $10 or $11 million per year. So he's very affordable. He's going to cost less than Trevor Story, who's not going to be re-signing with the Rockies. So it also gives the Yankees a little bit of wiggle room because they would be taking on Story and Marquez, which would be a significant expenditure in itself. But it gives the Yankees a legitimate number 2 behind Cole, because even though the starting pitching is decent right now, and I still think it's going to take a little while for Kluber and Taillon to get where they need to be. I still worry, And if I'm gonna move anybody, it'll be Domingo Germán if possible. I don't want to move Deivi Garcia if they don't have to move him. So this is why I think you give him 5 years of control, or 4 years of control of Torres. You give them 5 or 6 years of affordable control for Hicks, and then Domingo Germán is also not a free agent until 2025. So they get a lot of team control and they get some production. We obviously have taken on salary, and personally, I think a half a year of Story is not more valuable than 4 years of Gleyber Torres, which is why I proposed an even swap in the beginning. I wouldn't give Torres and more for Trevor Story at this point. So that's my kind of layered proposal. I mean, I thought about a trade proposal with the Nationals for Max Scherzer, but there's no guarantee. He's an older pitcher, and there's no guarantee he's going to re-sign with the team. I think the Rockies trade is contingent with, obviously, an extension for Trevor Story, which would be a significant one, but we'd have an upgrade in shortstop, which will allow Gio to stay at third, and then DJ at second, and then Voit when he comes back to first, and we'll still have some versatility with Wade and Odor to give these guys regular rest days. So I think it's a trade worth pursuing for the Yankees. And as much as I wouldn't like to see, because I think Gleyber Torres will turn it around at some point, but at this point the Yankees need to shake it up, and this is the only way I can see them doing it without sacrificing more than this, and also by addressing pitching as well as hitting. The Reds, Castillo would be nice, but who are we going to trade for that's going to, on the other end, that's going to address the hitting too? So that's even close to Trevor Story. Nobody. And I thought about with other teams too. I can't think of anybody else. So Colorado Rockies seems to be the perfect trade partner, in my opinion, for the Yankees. And Trevor Story and Germán Marquez would be a fantastic haul for the Yankees. And yes, they would give up a bunch, but again, half a year of Story is not the same as 2 years of Story or 3 years of Story. The haul would have to be even bigger. And that's even a haul. I mean, Hicks and Domingo Germán and Gleyber Torres, that's a pretty significant trade for the Yankees. And again, it would be a pretty significant trade for the Rockies. But the Rockies not really being in contention and not really looking they're going to be, the Yankees looking completely out of sorts and looking not like contenders right now. I think this is a trade that will be a win-win for both teams. So let me know what you think of the initial proposal, and then the expanded blockbuster proposal, and whether you think it's a fair trade, and whether you agree or not. If you have any other proposals of your own, put them in the comments down below. So, by the way, I'm doing a giveaway at 2,000 subscribers, and I'm also going to do one at 3,000. Every 1,000 subscriber milestone, and the giveaway is going to get a little bit bigger. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And I'm going to pick somebody and do a giveaway. So, and I'll let you know exactly who you are once I pick you out and stuff, and we'll get contact information, and I'll send you your gift. So I appreciate your support either way, and if you want to see some future videos, I've got a lot more coming. I have one coming later. You're not going to want to miss, so hit that bell notification, and then obviously you won't be missing my Yankee recaps if you subscribed and follow me as well. So thanks for watching. Talk to you next time.